This is the middle of the day, grand rising. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. I greet every one of you. Alafia. This is going to be alleged. Okay, some information that I am going to talk about first before we get into the topic, which is not alleged, but it is spiritual and it is creativity. But for those who need to receive it, they will receive it. I am your host, Nala-Ife, and this is Nala-Ife Talks Live. I hope everybody who this message finds is well and continues to be well. Praise be to what you honor in all your ways that help you move through and progress in your highest good, whatever that may be. Okay? But I will open the floor and give praise to the Most High as it relates to me and those who subscribe to the Most High, to which they give praise to work through them. Okay? Now, if you don't believe in these concepts, you are still free to listen because you have Ashe, or you have life force, and you have free will. And we will respect that. Okay? We continue to respect it. And even I've had to be reminded to respect it. Okay? But what I'm about to say before we get into dream racers or astral racers is all alleged. Okay? Some of you brothers and sisters, some of you male and female, some of you men and women, there's time now, especially with this new moon in Taurus, to start looking at, yes, your surroundings, but really looking into yourself and the events that have taken place over the last 2 to 3 years. Things that have taken place in maybe the last 3, 4, and 5 years, if for some of you, you may have felt were a bit traumatizing, I respect that sentiment, okay? Because I want to make sure I make space for real experiences that have been traumatic or reminders of trauma. But if over the last 2 or 3 years, you have experienced people coming into your life, okay, and there has been confusion as to how they got there and their role, okay, I need you to not necessarily become so conscious of things that you become paranoid. I know that's a lot of bull coming from me, right? But I have to, for me in this art form, and especially if this alleged word that I'm giving, open for interpretation, but I am trying to speak as direct as I can. Um, you need to, I had the acronym wrong. I think I put NPR, like NPR, National Public Radio. It's actually NRP, or non-real player or something. None, I don't know, child. Anyway, it's not something that came from my conscience in my youth, but I'm sure something from my youth helped develop that new gen saying to speak about people who are, let's say, not in control of their life experience, meaning that they are enslaved to their urges and desires, yes, but it's deeper than urges and desires, because that would denote some form of consciousness or self-consciousness, meaning that some form of one being able to control themselves even if they are in a desire, sexually, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever that is, whatever appetite is being searched for. Generally the person's conscious of it, even though they may be driven by a certain energy or lower or higher vibration. These people are not necessarily what I'm talking about they're conscious, they're tricked to believe that the consciousness that they are operating is of their own. The decisions that they've made are of their own, because it's like being in the sunken place but not being aware of it. And your actions every day or decisions that you make or whatever it is actually a program in itself that was preset. You have some people who may have experienced trauma but wasn't maybe strong enough to withstand being used in a way because of the fracted, like the mind being or spirit or the soul expression being um, made into fractures. Okay, so I'm not demonizing these people, but I need for those of you who are very much in your body, very much in control of your thoughts, very much in control of your spirit, understanding the difference between a desire and something that may have been programmed into you, and or you at least have enough sense to consider that. I need some of y'all to definitely start doing some assessment of your world. Yes, but it's not as impractical as things have been made to be, meaning that you're told that this world is an illusion without context of what an illusion is, okay? And how you operate within the illusion as a conscious being. We got to do a separate broadcast on this. I cannot talk about that right now. At least I'm not the source for it. If someone who resonates with my vibration and with the identified points of my mission, allegedly, then you will, if you have the gift to speak on it, please do so. As those who are like us need to hear and see the examples through your intelligence and understanding of it. Okay? But I don't have the room to talk about it right now. I just need to let people know if this resonates with your spirit, start looking at those who are in your life and really examining your life versus their life and how they affect you, how your thoughts and your spirit and your feelings about yourself have been affected since you have physically been in contact or primarily in contact with this person. Some of you may say, well, Nala, I can do that with you. I highly recommend you do that with me. Anything that I ask of you to do on a spiritual journey as a way of protection, I do not excuse myself from that lens. Okay? This is just taking personal accountability. But I need you to understand maybe how you changed after you slept with this person or dealt primarily with this person or got very deep in secrets about yourself in the way that you think with this person. And how has your creativity been affected? How has your intelligence been affected? And how has your passion for what you do been affected? Have you been able to take new guidelines and new thoughts and new studies and interweave it into that which you teach or that which you go by and expand? Or do you feel as though what it is that you do is shrinking? Do you not understand that it is okay for you to receive compensation if you are a teacher for the things that you speak? Have you been told that you must act uncharacteristically amoral or immoral according to what is true in this dimension in order to reach a level of success financially, when you yourself are the pentacle that everyone's running after? You are the Ace of Pentacles. You are the wealth bringer. You are the water pourer. You are the archer. You are the metaphysician. You're just asleep right now. Okay? And it's time for you to wake the fuck up. All alleged. Understand that your body of work that you have been working very hard on, that you felt in your bones, down to your very cellular, in your skin, in your muscle, and spiritually, is very important. I don't care if it has not yielded a lot of money. I don't care if you didn't start making money until you started clowning. I don't care. Some of us are very creative and very entertaining, and it is okay to receive compensation for entertaining and being an entertainer or creative and producing good quality work that is of your mind and spirit. No matter what people say or think, it is okay for you to entertain and receive compensation, yet be a spiritual being at the same time, and lessons and storytelling is being done through your entertainment. It is okay. It does not make you a fraud or a fake. I don't give a fuck what I've even said. I'm trying to understand this thing too, in this world too, just like anyone else on my level of consciousness or involved in my level of operation as it relates to being a spiritualist or a seer. It doesn't mean that I'm not creative and entertaining and can do things that are separate from spirituality and interweave with spirituality to deliver a message, okay? It doesn't make me less powerful to be an entertainer as well, as a spiritualist, as someone who is sighted. So I need you guys to understand that you are more than what you think you are. I have my bottle of water. I have a liter. I'm going to take a sip. And if you have one, take a sip as well. You need to understand that your views, your teachings, your example, your thoughts, your passions are currently right now, possibly and allegedly, being repackaged. And the cold-blooded thing about it is that it's people that you would think that are close to you who may be conscious of it or unconscious of it. And it is time for you to spiritually copyright your shit. It is time for you to spiritually trademark your shit. Because when you make a decision in spirit to do so, and everything is right with that decision, the energy here on earth will materialize in people and opportunities to make it so in reality. That is how it works. Okay? Now I am done with this portion of the message, of the alleged message and download that I received. Okay? Okay, disclaimers. I'm crazy as hell. Another disclaimer. I don't believe in personal harm. I don't believe in famine being created by any work of God. That is true. I don't believe in people being hurt or life being shortened for the truth, because I believe that any act is going to be of spirit and of the proper timing, and that nobody has the right to affect anyone's free will or their timeline. But sometimes we get beside ourselves and we forget to come back to center, and we allow people who have the ability to affect our timeline because we're not actively in love and in progress and in going through it and learning to enmesh the expression of our timeline with our real life. We leave it for the mind and spirit, but we don't actualize it in the reality that we're living in. Okay? Your thoughts, your creativity, your story, your storytelling is important, and it's not the fiat currency that I'm talking about. Has anyone ever wondered what Bitcoin really is? Has anyone wondered why, if you are an occultist or a spiritualist, you have several accounts allegedly following you that have faces that look similar to yours or ethnicities, but they're talking about Bitcoin? Tell me what would power a currency that is not controlled by a physical government. And when you can tell me that, then let's understand some things. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We'll come back to it. And if you have more questions, please leave a comment about it. Okay? Some of you are more precious than you know. And even if I and you have argued to the bloody depths, I don't care. You better wake the fuck up. Okay? And that's what I got to say. What's going on, Tawanda? Yes, honey. Tawanda, you've been seeing it. Y'all make sure y'all follow my girl Tawanda Vance here on YouTube. Okay? Um, some of you don't understand that your stories are being recalibrated. And the reason why I'm talking about billion-dollar ideas, and I'm not talking about the greedy notion of fiat currency. I'm talking about spiritual currency and fiat currency so that you are able to do your cosmic duty. And if you are worried about paying bills, it will illegitimize your beliefs, and it will allow for degradation to take place as it relates to your beliefs and going for your dreams for the people that you serve, whatever those people may be. If you assign them to your soul group, okay, fine. If you assign them to your race, okay, fine. If you assign them to your goddamn sun sign, okay, fine. But whatever gets you up in the morning or that got you up for the last 10, 12 years, I need you to look over your own goddamn archives, whether you are a pattern maker, a dressmaker, a cook, a candle maker, a weaver, a gardener, a botanist, a person who works in agriculture, person that works with green technology. I need you to look over your work right now, okay? All right? Sometimes when you don't use it, you'll lose it cosmically, okay? And I need you to understand that currency is more than fiat. Currency is also spiritual. Currency is also gasolina. Currency is also space and time travel. Okay? So I need you to open your treasure chest, go into your ideas and your creative notions, and start getting ready to program it first in spirit by taking command of your spiritual world and your emotional world and your mental world, however you can find balance, and creating it in spirit so that it can then command itself to materialize in the physical world. Okay, this is a very important message, and I need some of you very creative, angelic, some of you demonic families that were originally angels. I have to say it the way it is, baby. Some of you very special children of deities, whether you believe demonology or the lie of demonology. We say demonology for a shortage of words and lack of language, but it's far from what we've understood demons to be, okay? Daemons or spirit guides. I need you to understand that you come from a lineage that is very powerful, that the awakening of said lineage has been put off and is not related or delineated to just one race of people or one sex of people. It's very important for you to understand that if there is a black market for human parts or human trafficking, then it must mean that that's a wholesaler. And if it's expensive as a wholesaler, what the hell do you think that the person who has command over it is able to then turn the spiritual dollar for its existence. Okay? You matter. Your life matters. It's no more Black Lives Matter, white. No, you matter. Because when you understand how much matter you are, then you're able to associate with those who matter too. Because you're able to see the matter in them, the matter of fact, the matter of the issue. Okay? Understand that. Now, let me talk briefly to you guys who have been having the dream sequencing, okay? Into which you are learning about people, you're learning about situations, alleged situations. It's freaking you out, potentially. For some of you, it may not be. But you are finding that in your dreams and or astral travel, that you are seeing things that you know are not from your lifetime. No one can give you a false memory because these memories you know, okay? Some of you are dream racing, and it would do you well to maybe not get up here social media or trying to get somebody to decode it. Right now, you need to inscribe it, whether you record your voice or you write it down, the things that you are seeing, okay? Some of you, you think Inception was something. This is a little bit different than Inception, but Hollywood knows that the spirit that's behind it requires it to give truth even in its agenda, okay? So Inception is just the crux or just the scratch of the surface of what's actually going down. Oh, I'm on YouTube Live. And so that is what it is. I'm on the live. Okay. It is what it is on there, y'all. And so what I mean is that that's just, it's almost like a little bit of the truth, but it's so different and it's so advanced that it seems as though the average person, or you would consider yourself the average person, that that's not an experience that you're actually having. Okay? Some of you are having dreams and you see certain folks in the dream, certain details, and you can look down at your hands, you can look in the mirror if you're able to do that. A lot of dreams, you people don't even think to look in the mirror because you automatically assume is you having the experience. Some of you need to look down at your feet, look at your hands, and touch your hair. Okay? So that you can understand that you, and maybe if you understood all that, you would wake up because then you would know you were dreaming, right? Some of you are astral or remote viewing real time shit. And it may have been real time shit that happened in the past. And it may have been the recent past. So you're not seeing a prophecy. You're seeing something happen as it's happening. Okay? And it may be disturbing to you. I suggest you find some meditation rituals that you trust and or people who you trust to help work you through meditation so that you don't become fearful for no reason. Okay? Of what you're seeing, and you cast it out as a bad dream when in actuality, bitch, you remote viewed some shit that you otherwise wouldn't have been privy to. Okay? Now, I don't know exactly how things show up for you or how you make associations, but sometimes the faces that you see and the people doing things that you like, wait a minute, that's my neighbor. You really don't know what's really going on. Case in point, I use the Russian spies as an example. Several Russian spies that people have found, okay? People lived right next door to them, were neighbors to them for years, to the tune of 10, 13, 15 years. Married them, had children, everything. Had a whole life, and didn't realize that this person was who they were. Whole janitors out here, school teachers, nurses, dentists, whoever, right? A part of, and I'm not demonizing Russians, I'm just using this as an example, especially if you followed any sitcom that said like the Russians, right? And I'm not using them as an example of porn because it sounds crazy for it to be that way. And it is crazy. But this is just an example of if that was able to exist and we saw real world examples of that, then what makes you think that that wouldn't be true in your life? You know what would make you think that is because you have been endued with several pieces of information, life experiences that told you that you weren't significant. And the purpose of you feeling that way would then rob you of your significance. Okay? So if you are a dream racer, if you are a 12th house heavy person, Piscean moon, Cancer, any moon like energies as it relates to having a moon in Pisces, a moon in the 12th house, any lunar, mind you, lunacy is aligned with lunar, that lets you know that the hatred for women is deep, deep, because you ascribed the moon's ability with something that would make someone crazy. But we actually find that some of the most brilliant people who allowed the humans, us, our human consciousness, to unlock to new depths were deemed as crazy. So if we had a little more empathy for what was being lunated or illuminated to someone, we would then have better care of what that person's going through while allowing their gift to flourish, right? But instead, it's demonized in such a way that these people then are test subjects because somebody knows what they are and was hoping and ready and willing for society to deem them as crazy so that they could then be legally handed over to be studied. Do you get it? Okay, all alleged. So that's why I say, out of protection for those who may resonate with what I'm saying, write it down. You don't have to feel as though you need to act on something because you may be feeling, picking up on things that have already taken place, and you being out of your goddamn mind doesn't help anybody. Okay? Also, practice your spirituality and never be ashamed of what that is to get yourself back grounded. Even if it means to plant the feet on the earth or sit down under a tree and ground your energy. Okay? But if you are a spirit racer, you are experiencing remote viewing in the astral plane, but you're experiencing it through the avatar of someone's experience. Now, for some of you who may be in situations that are dangerous and your spirit was calling out for help, you may be hosting those who have the ability to astrally view you or view things through your eyes. And so the conscious awakening that you may be experiencing may be a walk-in of someone who's actually living at the same time you're living, but they actually are able to see what you're seeing while they're in their astral trance or sleep or meditation. Okay? Which is why some people have epiphanies. You're thinking you have an epiphany, honey. What it is that you're seeing a different perspective, because a different perspective is now seen through your eyes. And you may not be conscious of it, but that epiphany or that deja vu moment still happened all the same, right? Okay. This is a lot of energy that I'm transmitting. Okay? And it's all alleged, but some of you really are walking and breathing inceptions or inceptors. Okay? It's deeper than empath, being an empath. It's deeper than being an energy manifester or a emotional generator. You're actually inceptors. Okay? So when you speak, a lot of times what you're saying is disjointed, or it goes from story to story depending on the astrological significance. But a lot of people are coming into this consciousness. This is something that has been held off probably 100 to 150 years. And what is happening is that some people who are crying out for help in a given situation, or groups of people who are affected, you may be having an astral travel that scares you, but in actuality you are jumping into the consciousness of someone who's currently experiencing that. Okay? So make sure you thumbs up the video. Make sure you understand what's going on. This is really important. It's not by accident that certain people are shadow banned. It may not even be YouTube or Google Studios. It may be entities that are able to utilize Google and YouTube to enable, through a series of influence, for certain accounts to be shadow banned. We have to start taking this out of the snake and understand that the snake carries wisdom. So it's not the snake that is evil. It is your ignorance that had you step into territory that normally you would find a snake and overstep your boundaries and you got bit. That ignorance is what is evil, not the snake. You get it? The ignorance of trusting people that ain't no good. It's not the person, that's their nature. The evil is in your ignorance in doing so without being in your body and in your mind and in your soul and allowing your intuition to drive you. Okay? I love you guys, and all power to those great ones and who follow under the Most High because they see the Most High within them. You get me? Love you, Tawanda. Y'all go and show my girl Tawanda some love, okay? Like I said, I like to keep fair and balanced people around me who are able to see multiple sides of a thing and are able to remain objective for me to even thrive and stay balanced and fair, okay? So when I tell you about certain people, it is out of great reverence. Even if I'm at odds about a thing, there's still something extraordinary about them that is worth a listen if you are truly on this path. Okay? Mwah. I love you so much. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to go ahead and head off. I got to finish up some work and get balanced because I got things that I got to take care of in this dimension. But when somebody come give you a word, give them enough respect to pass that word on and give it a listen. Peace, everyone. Bye.